Tonight, as the lights go out and the world grows quiet, your mind refuses to follow. Your body is tired, your eyes are heavy, but your thoughts are wide awake. They replay old conversations. They jump ahead to problems that haven't even happened. They ask endless questions with no answer. Why did I say that? What if tomorrow goes wrong? What if I never figure this out? It feels like being trapped in a room full of echoing voices. You try to silence them. They get louder. And somewhere inside, a softer question appears. Is this how my mind will always be? Tonight, we will gently test that belief. Because your mind is not broken. It's just tired. And it's trying too hard to protect you. In this session, we'll walk through 7 quiet principles. Not ideas to memorize, but doors you can walk through. One by one, slowly, at your own pace. By the end, your thoughts may still exist, but the way you hold them will be different. You are not here to fight your mind. You are here to sit beside it, to listen, to understand, and to softly teach it a new way to rest. So gently settle in. Let your body find a position where nothing is forced, maybe lying on your back, maybe on your side. Let your arms rest where they feel naturally heavy. Let your jaw loosen. Let your tongue soften in your mouth. You don't have to breathe in any special way yet. Just notice that breathing is already happening for you. In, out. A small wave, always moving, never demanding praise. While your breath continues quietly, we begin with the first principle. The first principle is this: nothing in your mind is meant to stay the same. Overthinking loves to freeze time. It takes a single moment from your past, or a single worry about your future, and holds it in front of you like a photograph that never fades. But life doesn't work that way. Imagine an old house at the edge of a village. Inside lives a woman named Mira. She is in her 80s. Her hands are thin. Her steps are slow. Every evening she sits by the same window. Outside that window, a large tree has grown since she was young. She remembers it as a thin branch almost too small to climb. Now it stretches over her roof. In summer, it is heavy with leaves. In autumn, it lets them go. In winter, it looks bare and lifeless. And yet, every spring, something green returns. When she was younger, Mira used to dread the change of seasons. She tried to hold on to each moment. When summer was bright, she feared its ending. When winter came, she wondered if warmth would ever return. Her mind was always visiting seasons that were not here, too far ahead, too far behind. One year, a traveling monk passed through the village. He stopped near her gate to rest beneath the tree. Mira brought him a small cup of tea. They sat in silence for a while. Finally, she said, "I used to love this tree. Now, it only reminds me that everything I love disappears." The monk looked up at the branches. Then he said gently, "What if this tree is not disappearing from you? What if it is simply continuing its dance, and you are trying to hold one step forever?" She was quiet. The wind moved through the leaves. Some fell, some stayed. The tree did not argue with the wind. That night, Mira noticed something. Her thoughts about the future felt like her battle with the seasons, trying to keep what cannot be kept, trying to stop what cannot be stopped. Overthinking often comes from this silent demand: let everything I care about stay exactly as it is, forever. And when life refuses, the mind spins. It analyzes. It searches for a way to freeze what is always moving. Right now, as you lie here, notice this. Your breath is never the same breath. Each inhale appears, stays for a moment, then dissolves into the exhale. You never panic about the last breath. You never mourn the inhale that left, because your body trusts there will be another. What if thoughts are like that too? Appearing, staying briefly, then fading. The problem is not that thoughts come. The problem is when we grab them and refuse to let them go. The second principle is this: the more tightly we cling, the more loudly the mind screams. In a small town by the ocean, there lived an old fisherman named Thomas. For 40 years, he sailed the same boat. He painted it many times, repaired its edges, polished the wood. To him, it was not just a boat. It was his proof that his life had meaning. One stormy evening, waves rose higher than usual. The wind pulled harder. He tried to guide the boat back to shore, but a final wave crashed over it, breaking the hull. He survived. The boat did not. For months, Thomas could not sleep. He lay awake, replaying the storm in his mind. Every detail, every sound, every decision. He felt guilty, angry, empty. The villagers thought he was grieving the money he lost, but inside, he was grieving something else. The story he had about himself. My boat is my life. Without it, who am I? He was not attached only to the wood and nails. He was attached to the identity they gave him. That attachment kept his mind circling the same event night after night. One day, a quiet friend sat beside him at the dock. He listened as Thomas spoke of the storm again. When Thomas finished, the friend asked, "Is it the boat you miss, or the way you felt when you were with it?" Thomas stopped. He had never separated the two. Slowly he said, "I miss feeling useful. I miss belonging to the sea." His friend nodded. "Then the sea is still here, and your hands are still yours." Perhaps the boat was just one way life allowed you to feel those things. Attachment is not the same as love. Love flows. Attachment clings. Love says, "I am grateful this is here." Attachment says, "I cannot exist without it." Overthinking blossoms when we cling too hard to people, objects, roles, or stories about who we are. When reality shifts, the mind refuses to update. It keeps defending an old picture. Tonight, your mind might be clinging to something too. An old mistake, a lost relationship, a future you planned that didn't arrive. Notice it gently. You don't have to throw it away. You don't have to judge yourself. Just whisper inside. Maybe this too is like the boat. Maybe what I really long for is deeper than this one form. The third principle: you cannot control the ocean, only your way of sailing. Overthinking loves control. It believes, if I can predict every outcome, I can avoid every pain. So it makes lists. It replays conversations. It rehearses disasters that never happen. It constantly asks, what if? What if? What if? But life does not follow our scripts. Imagine a father named Malik. He spent his whole life trying to prevent anything bad from happening to his children. He checked the doors 3 times every night. He called them constantly when they grew older. He worried about every possible accident. In his mind, he was protecting them. But inside, he was exhausting himself. One evening, his daughter came home later than usual. His thoughts spiraled. Maybe she's hurt. Maybe she's in trouble. Maybe this is the moment everything falls apart. When she finally walked in, she was fine, just delayed by traffic. He felt relief, and then frustration at himself. That night, he had a simple realization. All my worrying did not change the traffic. It only hurt me. There is a short saying, The river still flows whether you fear it or not. Your mind may believe that constant thinking is a form of control, but it is not. Control is choosing how you respond in the present. Overthinking is trying to rewrite the past and prearrange the future. As you lie here, feel the weight of your body against the bed. Notice how gravity holds you without effort. You are not controlling that. Your heart beats. Blood moves. The earth spins, all without your permission. This is not a sign of danger. It is a sign that you are supported by something larger than your thoughts. You cannot control everything that will happen tomorrow, but you can soften your grip tonight. You can say quietly, "I will meet tomorrow when it arrives. Right now, I am allowed to rest." The fourth principle, the loudest voice in your mind is not always telling the truth. Deep inside each of us, there is a character we rarely see clearly. We can call it the I voice, the one that says, "I am right, I am wrong, I am better, I am worse, I am a failure, I must prove myself." This voice is called the ego. It is not evil, it is simply afraid. It wants to be important. It wants to be safe. It wants to be admired. It wants to avoid shame at all costs. Because it is always on guard, it overreacts. A simple comment feels like an attack. A small mistake feels like a disaster. A quiet day feels like I am falling behind. Consider a man named Jonah. He enjoyed his work, but one week his boss gave feedback. "You did well here, but next time check this detail." His ego translated those words into something much harsher. "You're not good enough. You're failing. They regret hiring you." For days he replayed the sentence. He imagined being fired. He imagined colleagues laughing behind his back. Yet nothing in reality had changed. He still had his job. His boss still greeted him. Only his inner story had shifted. One evening, sitting alone, he wrote down the exact words his boss had actually said. Then he wrote down what his ego had added. He was shocked by the difference. The ego rarely quotes reality. It edits, exaggerates, adds fear. Tonight, when a thought appears in your mind, try this. Pretend it is a line of dialogue spoken by a nervous character in a movie. You hear it, you acknowledge it, but you do not assume it is the director of the story. You can say inside, "Thank you, ego, for trying to protect me, but I will check what is real before I believe you." Slowly, the ego's grip loosens. It doesn't disappear. It simply stops driving every scene. The fifth principle presence is not a special state. It is the simple act of being here. Right now, notice one thing. You are not living yesterday. You are not yet living tomorrow. You are only ever living right now. When the mind worries, it leaves the room. It runs backward and forward. It forgets the body lying here. It forgets the softness of the pillow. It forgets the gentle weight of the blanket. To return, you do not have to force anything. You just have to notice something real. Feel the air touching your nostrils as you breathe in. Feel the slight warmth as you breathe out. Notice the rise of your chest, the fall, the quiet pause in between. Listen for the most distant sound you can hear. Maybe a car far away, a hum of a device, or simply the silence itself, which is not truly empty. It is full of space. If a thought appears, that's okay. You don't have to push it away. Just let it pass across your awareness, like a cloud crossing the night sky. You are the sky. The thought is the cloud. The sky does not chase the cloud. It does not argue with it. It does not cling to it. It simply allows it to move. Presence is this allowing. You don't have to achieve it. You only have to notice when you've left and gently come back. Back to the breath. back to the weight of your body, back to this single moment, which is all you ever truly have. The sixth principle. Balance is kinder than extremes. When we are tired of our thoughts, we often swing to extremes. We either drown in them or try to bury them. Some nights you might get pulled into every story your mind tells. You follow each worry to the worst possible ending. Your body tenses, your heart speeds up, your jaw tightens. Other nights you might try to force yourself to think nothing. You get angry at your own thoughts. You think, stop, stop, stop. But the more you resist, the more they return. There is another way. Imagine a musician tuning a stringed instrument. If the string is too tight, it will snap. If it is too loose, it will make no sound. Only a gentle, balanced tension makes music. Your relationship with thought is like that string. You don't need to drown in every thought. You also don't need to destroy them. You only need enough distance to hear them clearly and enough kindness to let them be. Tonight, if a heavy thought appears, instead of diving into it or fighting it, try saying softly inside, I see you. You are a thought. You are not the whole of me. Then, let your focus return to something steady. Your breath, the feeling of your hand resting on the sheets, the gentle weight of your limbs. Thoughts may continue to move in the background. That's okay. You are not trying to turn your mind into a blank wall. You are learning to be a calm observer in a room where thoughts come and go. This is balance, not too tight, not too loose. Simply aware. The seventh principle, you are allowed to put the heavy bag down. Overthinking feels like carrying a backpack full of stones. Each stone is a regret, a worry, a fear, a memory you can't forgive yourself for, a future you can't control. You have been walking with this bag for years. Some days it feels heavier, some days you barely notice it, but it is always there pressing against your shoulders. Imagine now in your mind's eye that you are standing on a quiet path. The sky is dark but gentle. The air is cool. You are alone but not lonely. Feel the straps of the invisible backpack on your shoulders. Notice its weight. Now imagine setting it down, not forever, just for tonight. You gently slide one strap off, then the other. You lower the bag to the ground. You hear the dull, soft thud as it lands. You do not open it. You do not dig through the stones. You simply step back. For the first time in a long time, your back is bare. Your shoulders are free. Your spine lengthens. You take a deeper breath without trying. Nothing outside you has changed. The same life exists, the same responsibilities, the same unfinished conversations. But in this moment, you are choosing not to carry all of them at once in your mind. You whisper, I do not have to hold every pain, every fear, every memory tonight. I am allowed to rest. The world will not fall apart if I put this down for a while. Let that feeling spread through your chest, like warm water filling a cool container. Soft, slow, steady. If a part of you resists and says, but if I let go, things will go wrong, you can answer gently, things go wrong, even when I hold on. Tonight, I will try something new. Letting go is not forgetting. It is not saying it never mattered. Letting go is saying it mattered deeply. And because it mattered, I will no longer punish myself with it every day. You are not betraying your past by resting. You are honoring it, because you are giving the person who lived through all of it something they rarely received, peace. Now let all 7 principles gather quietly around you. You don't have to recite them. You don't have to remember them clearly. Just feel their presence. The truth that everything changes. The softness of loosening your grip. the relief of releasing what you cannot control, the humility of not believing every ego story, the calm of returning to the present, the wisdom of living in balance, the freedom of putting the heavy bag down. Notice which one your heart needed most tonight. Maybe it was the reminder that nothing is permanent. Maybe it was the image of the tree always changing. Maybe it was the picture of the broken boat and the life that continues after loss. Maybe it was the realization that not every thought is true. Maybe it was the feeling of the backpack finally sliding from your shoulders. Whatever it was, let that one teaching sink a little deeper, like a small stone settling at the bottom of a clear lake. You don't have to fix your whole life in one night. You don't have to end overthinking forever. You only have to give yourself a different experience right now, in this breath, in this moment. Your mind has tried to protect you for so long by thinking and thinking and thinking. You can thank it, and then show it a new path. A path where safety comes not from controlling everything, but from trusting that you can meet whatever comes. A path where peace is not the absence of thought, but the gentle presence behind the thoughts. As you feel your body growing heavier, as your breath becomes slower, you can imagine that you are lying in a quiet temple at the edge of the moon. The walls are made of soft light. The floor is cool and stable beneath you. Around you, nothing rushes, nothing demands, nothing judges. Here you are, simply a being who has carried a lot, who has survived a lot, who is finally learning how to rest. If sleep begins to arrive, let it take you. You don't have to listen to every word. You don't have to finish every idea. Your deeper mind will remember what it needs. If your thoughts start to wander again, that is okay. You can always return to the breath, to the weight of your body, to the feeling of the heavy bag resting on the ground, not on your shoulders. Overthinking is not your identity. It is a habit. And habits can change slowly, kindly, gently. Tonight may be the first time in a long time that you truly allow yourself to rest from the inside. Not because every problem is solved, not because every question is answered, but because you finally see that you do not need a perfect life to deserve a peaceful mind. Let your eyes grow softer. Let your thoughts grow dimmer. Let your breath be your last remaining task. In, out, nothing to prove, nothing to achieve. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to release. You are allowed to begin again tomorrow with a lighter heart. And if on some future night the storm inside returns, you will know the way back here, back to this quiet path, back to these 7 gentle truths, back to the still place within you that has always been waiting. For now, there is nothing left to do. You are safe enough to let go. You are safe enough to drift. You are safe enough to sleep.